Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Project ATM Star. We're starting off right off the bat with a boss. As you can tell, we are in the mining dimension, and I am surrounded with tinted glass. That should give you one hint to exactly which boss we are going to be fighting right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yep, we are doing the Wither. I think we waited long enough to go ahead and do this, and hopefully he does not escape. Hopefully I made this big enough to where he just stays put. Guess we'll find out. All right, so far looking good. Oh, he hurts. So that was anticlimactic. I was hoping to struggle a little bit on that one, but I guess our sword's pretty good. So with that also said, let's patch up this hole down here. Much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the rest of these. This feels too easy with this sword. Then again, to be honest, I haven't upgraded Apotheosis yet. So that could also be kind of a reason why the Wither seems a little easy right now. Let's go ahead and do 2 of them. Let's finish this out. Come on. Play nice, you guys. Okay. Now, I'm going to kind of quickly go over what I've done in between streams. And you could probably notice kind of quickly right over here, we now have 4 of these. There's still the Spirited. I have not gone past Spirited. I also upgraded these to Spirited. And something I noticed, I don't remember if it was the last episode or the episode before, but we only had 1 of these. And the placement of the plug that I had it was not actually connected to this guy. Which kind of made sense why we were struggling so hard to get these things done. Because we were still running off of the power that we were generating with the wind generators up there. And not the power that we were generating with one of these. So when I noticed that and I realized it, I was just like, wow, okay. I accidentally put the plug right here on this red spot when it needs to go down here. So that small little mistake caused me 30 to 45 minutes of pain trying to get the rest of the crystals. So we got that fixed and I was able to get some more crystals, and now we have 4 of these. I've also kind of upgraded my base a little bit back in the overworld. Still don't have a dimensional card put in yet. I'm hoping that we could do that now since we have the 4 nether stars that we needed, because that's going to make this so much easier. But I didn't do too much. I did upgrade some of the palette block, like the color scheme in a way in the base. The top level where my bed is at, that stayed the same. It's everything underneath it, and I'll show you that here in a second. Just another note, I'm probably going to be expanding this on either side to get more farm going, because I am completely filled up right now. Like, I don't have space for any more seeds, and I got a ton of seeds in my system that's just hanging out, not doing anything. But right now, all the seeds that are here are things that I'll be using. Like, I got fluorite around here somewhere. I have sulfur going. I have, everything needed to progress in, like, mechanism and getting that whole setup going, because I do want to try my hand at making the reactors, especially the fusion reactor. That's something I haven't really tried to make. I've never made the turbine, so that's something else that I'm gonna make. I think the most that I ever made was probably just the basic, the fission reactor, and I think that's as far as I've gone. Like, I've never made the SPS or the fusion reactor. Definitely never made the turbine. So that's something I kind of want to get into, but I'm building up the materials needed for that. just so I don't have to worry too much for when it comes time to set that up. And then that's pretty much what I've done so far, is just trying to AFK some resources, build up bigger farms, and just getting things ready for, future episodes, future mods that we're going to be diving into. I know I'm going to be doing occultism soon, especially when I get either the digital miner up and running, or I get the builder from RF Tools. I still haven't figured out which one I'm going to do yet. I just been trying to make sure I focus on getting more power, so we don't have to worry too much about what we're using our power for, and not have to struggle as much. A lot of these, mid to late game mods, or the machines in those mods, takes up a ton of power. And I want to make sure that we have everything needed to be able to utilize those machines and not have to kind of limp through it, and then eventually get to a point where we could have the power for it. So let me go ahead and take us back to the main base, so I can show you what I did. There's one particular mod that's in this mod pack that I absolutely love using, just for the pure uniqueness that it is when it comes to building. So let me go ahead and pull us back in there. Kind of touch bases on this in one of the earlier episodes, where I talked about a mod called Luminax and their building blocks. And so I kind of did that. So let's go ahead. And so this is a Luminax block. This is the white one. And yes, it actually gives off light. They have the regular one, which is what we're looking at, and then they have a dim version. And then also the block down here is also Luminax. Ooh, magnets on. Hold up. I do have a builder's gadget and also the exchanging gadget, so that I could just, easily come in here and replace the other blocks that I previously had here with the exchanging gadget, and then tearing down some walls and building it up. Let's see. Another thing that I upgraded was I got rid of the charger and the inscribers, and I gotten us the reaction chamber, the crystal assembler, and the circuit slicers. And I also upgraded every single one of the pattern providers within my base up to the advanced extended patterns provider. And the reason why I did that was, I'll show you real quick, because I do have some of these on hand. So this is the basic ME pattern provider. This only gives you a single row of 9 slots for 9 different patterns. When you upgrade that to the advanced extended pattern provider, that's a mouthful, it gives you 4 rows of 9. So it's increasing its inventory to provide more patterns, because some of these machines requires a lot of different patterns. Especially like this crystal assembler, like this, I believe this is just touching the tip of it. I know we're going to be probably putting in a lot more here. Same goes for the furnaces. We'll be putting in a lot more than just glass, possibly. No, actually, I know we are, especially when we get into occultism. I was going to show you guys my mechanism set up for ore doubling, or in their case, since they changed the name of it to tier ore processing. I was going to show you how I have my tier 4 ore processing set up, but I kind of want to take a different direction in this series, and I want to go into occultism and do, I believe they offer a 6-time ore doubling. I'll have to look into this a little bit more, what it was exactly. It was a demon that you summoned that you would give your ores to, and it will crush them down, and it would actually multiply them by 6. In doing that, especially when you get the builder from RF Tools, or the digital miner, and you have all those raw ores coming in, you get stacked on different ores and stuff. And I think if we have that coming in at a 6-time steady rate, and even when we get into the laser drills into the different biomes, because I'm also going to be doing that. If we look here in the industrial foregoing, so it's kind of similar to this, how you're getting the ether from the wither. It's in the same realm, But what you're doing is you're setting up these laser drills in different biomes. So like the in the overworld, the nether, the end, and it, and when you set these up, especially like for in the overworld, you set it up in the deep dark biome, you actually can get all the modium ore. Now, are we going to need it for that? No, because we'll have the mining dimension. So we'll have unlimited amounts of all the modium that we want. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is the other stuff, like the fluorite, the iridium, all those different other ores that, yeah, we could get probably a seed for it, but everything you need in here, you just need a mass amount. So if we have the different farms set up, so like productive bees, mystical agriculture, these laser drills, it just kind of brings everything together and allows you to progress faster because you have more items to be able to use. So that's going to be a route that we'll take. I will get the builder, or not the builder, the wither ether gas farm going in a later episode, because I have to go through the tiers and I have to get up to the supreme machine frame in order to get the wither builder. We also need the stasis chamber, which requires the advanced machine frame. So we just kind of got to progress through this. We'll definitely need the purple laser lens. That will help us as well. Yep, this is what we need for the ether gas farming. This will also help us get, well, lead, azurite, or azure silver, sorry, obsidian. So different lenses gives you different things. So that's just something else that we have to look at. But right now, yeah, so this is the black Luminax block. It is very hard to build an entire room with this because you cannot see edges with this thing, like, at all. Like, it is very difficult. And there's still some spots that I'm kind of needing to fix, like up here, there's still stone showing. But everything else down here is pretty much well covered and it's looking pretty good. I really like the way this looks because it kind of looks like you're just out here in the void and you have your ME controller and modular assemblers with your pattern providers, like, just chilling out here. So now what I'm going to do, after I gave you that little showcase, I got to make sure what side I'm on. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the dimensional card going so that we have access to our storage and everything else, any dimension that we go to. So something that we don't have to really be concerned about and having to go back and forth to drop items off and stuff like that. We could just throw it into our system and call it a day. So let me see here. What are we going to need for this dimensional? Okay, so we have the nether stars. We could get the Eye of Ender, and we just need 2 more range boosters. Technically 1 more. So now we have the dimensional card. That was actually easier than I thought. We just needed the nether stars and we pretty much had everything else. Let's slap that guy in. And that's not bad. That's 100 AE per tick. If we come back down to our ME controller, energy usage, we're using about 160 RF per tick. Then again, like, it's a very basic setup. We don't have too much connected to it, and that's perfectly fine. All right, let's take a look and see what our next plan is going to be. Should we try and take on the Warden? Do you think we could survive against the Warden? I think we could do the Warden. Let's go ahead and take care of the Warden. Let's see what we can do. And each time I say the word Warden, take a drink. Because I think I just said Warden like 7 times back to back. Okay. So, ancient city. Where is our good friend? We're gonna go this way. Okay, there's 2. I don't remember if it's on the 3rd one or if it's on the 4th one. I guess we'll find out right now. Okay, there's the 3rd one. Okay, so it's looking like it's the 4th one. There we go. All right. we'll jam out if we don't think we could win. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, but we got him. Nope. I'm sorry, but this sword is too good. Oh, another one. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Oh, another one spawned. That's fine. I'm out of here. Let's go home. So we killed the warden twice. Almost died on the second one, but that's okay. Hey, a win is a win, and I am happy with that. We will have to do it again when we set up our hostile neural network. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's set that guy up. Okay, so now let's do the simulation chamber and the deep learner and the model framework. And there's a couple of ones that we need to do. So this one we need the redstone. We'll do that one. Super simple. Anything else on that one? Nope, I think we're good there. We already have that, so I think we're good there. We need this one. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and put these in here. And then I'm going to look for the emerald furnace, and I'm going to place it right there. Perfect. Okay, so how many can we make? Hostile. So I want to make a stack of these. Basically, I want to make a stack of each of these. Oh, I did not make the redstone torch. So let's go ahead and throw this bad boy in here. Go to sleep. I'm not going to do it in this episode, but I will do it probably in between streams. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with Easy Villagers, get an auto trade going, and then set up the Ars Nouveau ritual so that we could go ahead and have the night skipped and the rain skipped, because that does kind of get annoying, especially with the rain. When it rains during the day and you can't go to sleep to make it go away. So I'm gonna set that up probably in between streams. It's something super simple, and Easy Villagers made it even easier when you could trade a villager. You have to, I believe, max out the villager, so it would have to be master level in order to get the tablets needed. And for those tablets, it's just the tablet of sunrise and then tablet of cloud shaping. Those are the ones you want, because that will skip the night and go straight back to day, and this will skip the rain and go back to clear. So again, I'll do that off stream. It's something super simple. You could have it fully automated with Easy Villagers, and I have to double check if modular routers have to be in the mix. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll find out. I'll show you in the next episode, or the episode after I get it set up. That makes sense. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Slap a couple of these down. I'm gonna start with 10. I think these need cables, so I'm just gonna do that with pipe wrench. Disconnect each one here. Now, something about the hostile neural network is it takes a lot of power to maintain, and they're not cheap on power either. Like I said, it takes a lot of energy to just have these running 24/7. So what I'm gonna do now is, we'll have to set this up so it imports the back. I'm gonna put a drawer, say like right here, run cable all along here, the item pipes. I'm gonna run it all along here, and then I'm gonna put in a pipe upgrade, set it to round robin, so that each one gets equal amount. And then out the top, what I'll do is I'll have all these set up to output into an ender chest, which will then go back to the overworld. That's something I could at least do, so it goes into our system. That's not a problem at all. So that's easy enough. And then I'll have the same thing here. I'll run cable all along the back, and it will go into probably the same chest. Yeah, the same ender chest, I'll just have it sitting like right here. Or I could have the chest over here on this side, just so it's not interfering with the drawer that I'll have over there. So I'll have the ender chest over on this side, and then both the top and the bottom will be exported into the ender chest, which will go into our system back in the overworld. And I'll just have these run continuously. Then once we figure out how to create that subnet, then I can automate these matrices, the prediction matrices, because we'll need to have at least a steady stream of these coming in just to keep these topped off. Okay, so that's somewhat kind of done here. So that will go down. So I could change all these to this. Okay. So that will push down the prediction into their own loop fabricator, and then it will output items. Then the items will get pulled out and go into a ender chest, and this will pull out the generalized the generalized predictions. Now I think what I'm going to do with this is probably set up kind of like a stopgap. So what I'll do is I'll have what is it, so 1 2 3 4, I'll have 4 drawers that these will output to, that are locked to these specific predictions, and then I'll have it push from those drawers into the ender chest to go into our system back in the world. Because if I just try and take out of this, it will just take the prediction and probably not go where it needs to go. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So what that will allow me to do then is run power, but everything's all powered, up and running. Everything is solid. Okay, so let's get that drawer I was talking about. Actually, let's get 5 of them. So these will go into here, and then it will get taken out and put into the ender chest that I'll have right here. Ender chest. And this one needs to be white top, so it goes into the right side. Okay. So let me set these to track. Go ahead and kill that. And then I'll set these to, come on, extract. And these will be set to extract. And this will be set to extract from the drawer. So this will go in, predictions will go down, loot output will come out, generalized predictions will go up and out into these drawers, which will then be exported out into the ender chest along with the loot drops. So it's like one giant circle. Okay, so now we need pipe upgrade. Which, do we have one in here? Yes, we do. And we want this round robin. And let's get the matrices. All right, let's make sure that these are, why aren't you guys pulling? Oh, maybe because there's no data model in there. Right. Okay. So let's go get a couple. Let's see what we can find. Well, 4 data models of the withers, which will be a good start. So let's go ahead and soul sand. Grab a stack of that. Put that back in here. And then we need skulls. So this is going to be all 6 right here. This is going to be kind of interesting if this works. I feel this is a lot cheesy. So cheaty to do it this way, but I mean, it's better than him flying around everywhere and destroying all this wonderful grass. Okay. So was that it? Is that all we needed? Yep, look at that. Basic models. We got all 6. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and drop all these in first. Ooh, why have we only got 3? Were they? I mean, that's fine. I think we only needed 2 for this. For the Nether Star Crux. Oh, that's another thing I need to set up. I need to set up the autocraft for the Insanium essence to go from Inferium up to Insanium, and then turn the Insanium essence into blocks, and then have that stored into our system. Because it's easier to break them down than it is to build them up. So that's something else that we need to focus on as well. But this Nether Star Crux, that's going to be a great start. That will allow us to get the mystical agriculture seed for Nether Stars, which would be another great way of getting Nether Stars on top of what we're doing here. So let me pull all these out. Now, these aren't going to be fast right off the bat. As you can see, these are only basic model, and I believe they go up to self-aware. Self-aware is going to be the top of the line. It takes forever to get to, but it's pretty much by that point, I believe it's like 100% chance of getting a prediction. But off of these basics, there could, be a failure. Matter of fact, a good amount of the runs that you'll go through off the bat will be failures. So just don't think that this is going to be something that will be kind of quick, because it definitely won't be. Not until you get them up to self-aware. So we could let this run real quick. As you see in the bottom right corner, it's counting up in percent. Once it gets to 100%, it will let us know if it failed or proceeded. Which it looks like this one, I believe, failed. Did I just void my sword? Oh, that's a headache. I sure did. No worries, I could make another one. I'm trying to get one of these. There we go. Okay. So now what we can do, then when we get the other ones, we'll throw them in here as well. Oh, I can't believe I did that. It happens. It happens. It's not the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time. Unfortunately. It looks like I might have to expand. I'll probably expand this way to make more storage. So we're already running out, kinda. Feels bad. Can't believe I did that. Alright, I guess we'll just make another one. Ooh, look at that. We already have a diamond sword, and this has lifesteal on it. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's go up, wrong side. And then I'll enchant it later. I'm not worried about that right now. I have this crystalline flower, so the enchantments will be very easy to get. So again, I'm just not worried about that at all. Throw everything else in there. So we got the hostile neural network set up. We have the infinite range card, and we killed the Wither and the Warden, which we'll have to go back. Once I fix my sword, we'll have to go back and kill the Warden 6 times so that we could get him into the simulation chamber here. And then we'll have to go and kill the Ender Dragon twice, I believe, and get that one going, because that one's going to probably take the longest. And that's the one that we really need for the creation of the ATM Star. So we'll go ahead and focus on that. So I'll fix my sword off stream. I'll get mechanism situated off stream, and I'll get everything situated for the hostile neural networks so that we could get that going. And then I think what I want to do is either get into occultism or get into productive bees on my next episode. I will have to make sure and see what I need to actually do next in the progression mode, because now that we defeated the Warden, we're pretty much done with this chapter, regardless if we're not fully complete. Like, we just have some random beginners side quest kind of stuff here. So the chapter 2, we have to go get the vibranium, which is super simple. Matter of fact, we could do that right now. So let's go hit the nether real quick, and we could get the vibranium really quickly, actually, because we have a couple that it's right by our portal. So let's go ahead and do that. And what I'll do is I'll hit it with the silk touch. No, I'll do it with the fortune. There's no need for me to silk touch. There they are. Okay, maybe they weren't like right behind my portal, but they were right here. They're technically behind my portal. Okay, let me get a block real quick. Actually, no, I have stable footing. I forgot I put that on my boots. Okay, so there's those, which got us 6, which will be 12 once I duplicate them. Here's a couple more. And if you look kind of slowly as you scan around, sometimes you'll be able to see more, just like right there. They're very easy to find because I think they're the only things out here that pulsate, other than these trees, of course. So let's see if we can find a couple more here. There's a couple more. You can see how well they stand out. So I usually go a little bit, and then I'll stop, and then I'll do a 360 slow scan, and then if I don't find any, I'll move a little bit more, and then do the same thing. Oh man, this place is loaded with it. I don't think I've ever really found this much close by with each other. Like, I'm not far from my nether portal at all. That's pretty good. 39. I mean, we could pretty much stop here because that's going to be over a stack once we or duplicate it. Okay, I think I'm going to call it here for the vibranium. So let's go ahead, go back. And what we were going to do, head down here. We'll grab our ore hammer. Oh, magnet. We need to set up a demagnetizing or demagnetizer for that area. So ore hammer. We'll just use a fresh one. No, I'll use this one up. So now with all this, we can upgrade our gear and armor again and get some more protection and attack power out of our stuff. All right, so this has attack of 18, 2.6 speed, and 3 range, which will then be upgraded to 36. So that's actually doubling the damage. 3.6 attack speed, which doesn't sound the greatest. I can't tell because usually the higher, I think the attack speed is good. This is 3.6 attack per second, maybe, or per swing. I'm not sure how they calculate this. If anybody knows, please drop a comment down below. I'll be kind of curious on how that works. This isn't needed, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. And then let's grab our armor. If I could hit the right button. So we're going from 4 armor, 5 armor toughness, 50% knockback, and 400% submerged mining speed to 6 armor, 9 toughness, 80% knockback, and the same 400%. That's not bad. That is a lot of upgrades. So 7.5 to 9.9, and then from 50% to 80. Oh yeah. 11.9 and then 9.5. That's pretty good. 6.9 and 80. 4.5 and 50. Yep. Okay. How bad do I look now? I kind of look like a Viking in a way. I don't really like this one. I liked the Aldemodium one, especially that it gave me horns. I thought that would look pretty cool. Let's hope the Unobtainium one kind of redeems this. But I think they could have probably put a little more work in the visuals for this one. So, all right, so we upgraded to Vibranium. Nice. And I think with that said, we're going to go ahead and call it here for today's episode. I know it feels like we didn't do a lot, but we did get the hostile neural network up and running. We killed the Wither quite a bit of times, actually. I think a total of anywhere from 8 to 10 times. And then we killed the Warden, which I thought we were going to have a little more difficulties with, but that one actually was pretty simple. And then we lost my sword, so I have to rebuild that. That kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Again, I have this crystalline flower. This will help me tremendously trying to get my enchants back. So again, thank you guys for joining me on this episode. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure you smash that like button. And please, we are on the road to 100 subscribers. We just hit over 20, so we are a fifth of the way there. We are super close, and I'm enjoying every minute of this. So please, if you guys liked the videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure the notifications are turned on so you guys don't miss another one. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.